Hello, hello.
Mm.
Hello. Three, 2, 1, go. Welcome to the King Maguno podcast. My name is King Maguno, and here we have Dr. N. Mwandemele, or Dr. Mwandemele, NJ.
NJ.
Yeah. So
that's a long way to say my name. My name is NJ.
So welcome to the King Maguno podcast. The aim of this podcast is to help you become the best version of yourself. We're going to be doing that through following rich people habits, leaning into challenges, pursuing passions, and that's pretty much it. So we are going to be talking about nutrition today, and we have a medical doctor.
Yeah, we
have a medical doctor. So I don't want to be talking about nutrition by myself. I could, but it gives much more credibility. A lot more.
So the nutrition thing is going to be interesting. It's my actual interest is nutrition since I was in medical school. So not just being a doctor. I don't think that helped me that much with my knowledge. I think it's more of just independent reading and stuff. So we got a bunch of questions from people on Instagram and from who else did we get questions?
Yeah, we got mainly people from Instagram and WhatsApp as well.
Okay.
WhatsApp, yeah.
How many questions do we have? Yeah.
So we got about 7 questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
the first question.
No. Why are you diving into questions already?
Oh.
Let me mentally prepare myself.
Right.
To answer these questions. So, what can we talk about in the meantime?
Wait, what's the weather like?
No, man.
No. Oh, what are we going to be talking about? No. Let's talk about
the weather is good. It's great.
No, there's something I want to actually know.
It was cold over the past few days, but now it is not so cold.
But hold on, wait. But NJ, I want to find out.
It was raining, but now it is not. It's not so raining.
Wait. But NJ, let me answer your question. Your question. You asked me what should we talk about, right? In the meantime, I've always wanted to know, what does it actually mean to eat healthy? Like, what does that mean?
That is because
I'm asking you because the layman would when they see a doctor, they would want to know. Hey,
I told you I was writing a book on nutrition, right? Oh, I didn't.
And I don't remember. I don't remember.
I think chapters.
You probably
actually have a chapter.
You probably
a chapter about this. Okay, so
yeah,
healthy food is subjective. It's not like the best way to look at food as being healthy or unhealthy.
Yeah,
because it's all in different contexts of different people.
Right.
Like, say, for example, to a starving person, there's no such thing as a bad food.
Right.
To an obese person, there's a long list of bad foods that will push them over. But if you look at foods and what they're made of, like the calorie content, the nutritional content, and then the best way to look at foods is calorie dense and calorie loose foods. So foods that have very little calories for their amount versus foods that have lots of calories for their amount. And then you can look at nutrient dense and nutrient loose, like foods that have lots of nutrients for the amount that they have there, say per 100 gram, versus other foods that have very little nutrients. Like a nutrient loose food would be for 100 grams would be something like cookies. You will just find sugar in there. A nutrient dense food, something like liver. Per 100 grams, lots of vitamins and minerals and iron and everything is in that liver per 100 grams. Now, calorie loose and calorie dense, like 40 grams of small bar one chocolate, would be about 200 and something calories. Yeah. To get this equivalent of that in carrots or even in tomatoes or in something, you'd have to eat, say, 40 grams of 100 grams of carrots is like 40 kilocalories, 40 calories.
No.
So you'd have to eat like 600 grams of carrots. So almost half a kg or close to. So that one is very calorie loose.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's not necessarily nutrient dense, but it's also that can be considered a healthy food.
Mm-hmm.
Something that's nutrient dense and calorie loose would, if you eat only those, it's almost impossible for you to get fat, because you'd have to eat kgs and kgs and kgs of vegetables and fruits every day for you to get the 3,000 calories to gain weight.
Mm-hmm.
So if you only eat like a rabbit, you only eat like that, you probably lose weight. That's why everybody who switches to these plant-based diets, they usually and they try to eat healthy. They don't eat snacks like potato chips and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
They always lose weight, and it's usually because of under intake of calories every day. So what is the question again? I think we're
what is
that? Oh, what is a healthy food?
What does it mean to eat healthy? Actually,
Yeah, I don't think we should think of food as healthy or unhealthy. As calorie dense, nutrient dense, calorie loose, nutrient loose. Calorie dense, calorie dense, and calorie loose, nutrient dense, and nutrient loose. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's the best way to look at it.
Okay.
And actually, what if we talk about calories and obesity? And I think that was one of the things you asked me. What does it mean to be obese?
Yeah, like how do you know you're obese?
And that's also interesting, because obesity is not really it's not really an exact science as to whether it's indicating your health status. Okay, and also it's a calculation. So to get somebody's BMI, right? So underweight would be a BMI less than 20 or less than 19.
Yeah.
Severe underweight is less than 16, I think. And then normal BMI is between 20 to 25, right? Obese is between 25 and 30, and I think over that is morbidly obese. Now, that's interesting because it's calculated by using your weight divided by the square root of the square number of your height in meters. So say if you're 70 kgs and you're 1.8, then your BMI is 70 divided by 1.8 times 1.8, which will give you a BMI of 21. So that will be your BMI for 70 kgs and 1.8 meters. That's normal weight. Now, an obese person, if that same person is 100 kgs and their weight height is still 1.8, if they're 100 kgs, then that means they're automatically morbidly obese. But this is where the BMI goes wrong. It's measuring mass. Right. So it's not measuring fat, it's measuring mass. So a bodybuilder who's 1.8 weighs 115 kgs, because they're very dense, those guys, is morbidly obese with a BMI of 35, even though he doesn't have any body fat on it. So that's you follow BMI, and you follow obesity in that sense with BMI. It's going to be wrong in that sense.
Oh yeah.
Even like I'm 1.8 and I'm 103, so I'm also morbidly obese.
Apparently,
I don't look it.
Yeah, no, you don't.
At least don't lie to me. Say I don't look it.
No, you don't. No, you don't though.
Okay, good. I don't look it. No, I'm not morbidly obese. I'm just dense, and I have lots of muscle on my frame.
Yeah.
But if you're going straight by BMI, I would be morbidly obese.
Right. Which is
it's a revelation. Your morbidly obese friend here, talking about nutrition.
Imagine it.
What is the other question? Oh, calories.
Yeah. So,
what is a calorie? So calories, we don't really count in Africa. We don't really count in calories. It's just been popularized by watching a lot of American fitness and stuff, because we use kilojoules. Right, all our packets, all our foods, they all have a kilojoule reading on it. Yeah. So what everybody's calling a calorie is actually a kilocalorie. like the energy measurement. So when somebody said, I consume 2,000 kilocalories, they actually mean 2,000 calories, they mean 2,000 kilocalories. And they actually consumed 200,000 calories.
Okay. Okay.
Or is it 2 million calories? Yeah, 1,000 times 1,000. So it's 2 million calories. So the way kilojoules and joules work, so 1 joule, I think, is about... I'm going to mess the math up on this one. Let me just do it in kilocalories and calories.
Yeah.
So I think 1 kilocalorie is about 4 point something kilojoules.
Okay.
So like usually all our readings on our food, like if you want to get how much is in there, you divide that one by 4, and you'll get the actual amount that is in calories. So if you get there's no packet somewhere, but usually you get like those snacks that say 2,000 kilojoules or 1,000 kilojoules, just divided by 4, and then you get the calories in it. So this packet of Lay's has 500 kilocalories, but calories, and it has 2,000 kilojoules.
Mm-hmm.
So kilocalories are easier to track, so because it's a smaller number than the kilojoules.
Okay.
So that's what everybody uses, even us who count, and we don't use that. We don't have, because all our food is not set in kilocalories; it's set in kilojoules. So even if you go check the menu online, the food will be in kilojoules.
Okay, but Angie, let's go to the questions that my viewers actually asked. Because these are the ones all the ones you're answering now are the ones I asked.
But I didn't even answer the question on what a kilocalorie. Okay.
But I didn't ask that though.
Maybe if I answer that,
maybe if
I answer that, and then I think the other stuff will be easier.
I didn't ask that. I didn't ask that question. I don't know where you got that.
I think I asked it to myself. I thought it was important to talk about, but okay.
No. Honestly, I was even wondering, no.
No, I get it. Cool, it's cool.
Let's start with the first one, which is like...
That has nothing to do with nutrition, but we'll try. We'll try to answer it. Okay.
Yeah, this one. So the first question is, right? Sorry, I don't... I'm laughing because I don't have actually read it in full here. Wait, do you have the... Do you have it?
I think
I sent it to you.
It's on your Instagram,
please.
Right?
I sent it to your WhatsApp, actually. I WhatsApped it to you earlier.
Oh, okay.
The one about the prescription.
Yes, that one.
Yeah, so this is a question, right? Yeah. So the first question is, okay, the guy says,
who's the
differentiate?
Guy?
This guy. No,
it's anonymous.
Yeah, it is anonymous, yeah.
Okay.
Asked to differentiate between drug abuse in the context of prescription drugs versus others.
You had the whole question here. I don't understand.
Yeah, no, actually it's written differently.
No, it's written exactly.
Oh, actually, wait. It is. Oh my gosh, it is actually. Yeah, you're right. You know what's funny? I actually thought they were 2 different questions. Wow, that's crazy. I don't know why I thought that though. But
okay, cool.
That's crazy. Yeah, no, it's the way it's
so
written.
this is not on nutrition. and I I don't really know what they want me to say about this, but okay. Ask to differentiate between drug abuse in the context of prescription drugs versus others. Okay, so prescription drugs are like these scheduled drugs because they're scheduled because people have a propensity to get addicted to them. And those are drugs like heroin, cocaine. No, sorry. I'm saying the opposite. Those are drugs like pethidine, morphine, even drugs like Adderall, Ritalin, the tablets of the opioids like codeine, OxyContin,
Ritalin, right?
Ritalin is not an opioid.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a methylphenidate. It's also, people do abuse it. Those drugs are that and Adderall. You know, they're actually methamphetamines.
Adderall. Huh?
Yeah, structurally, they are methamphetamines.
Okay.
So people use Adderall a lot in the States, and the only difference between these prescription drugs and the ones on the street is that because they do most of the same things. It's just that with medicine, they usually try to take away the addictive properties of something, so then they can have a better chance of it. So some might be less addictive than others. Like when you go and you get an Adderall, that's a paracetamol, and codeine, that's an opioid, because codeine changes into your body into morphine. Yeah, so even the cough syrup, codeine, it's an opioid. It's the same as taking morphine. It's just very, very, very low dose of morphine, because it does convert into morphine in your body. Those ones, prescription drugs, at least in Namibia, I would say are harder to get addicted to than street drugs, because first off, you need a medical aid, and if you get the medical aid is probably going to ask questions as to why is this person getting a morphine maybe if you ever. Okay, I'm answering my questions as I'm asking them. Maybe if you're a cancer patient, they'll be prescribing mismorphine, which is oral morphine for you to take, but that's usually for forever. So if you do get addicted to it, it's okay because you're terminally ill. Right. So those are the type of patients that have unrestricted access to those opioids. Okay. But street drugs, you can just go and get from your dealer. And the difference between those ones is the opioids that you find in the hospital, like they are hard to make except for fentanyl. So the other ones, like they're all derived from opium. That's what heroin is made from. It's made from opium. So you need to actually grow it, and you need to the whole process. But fentanyl is completely synthetic, so you can make it in the lab. And that's why fentanyl is the most abused opioid, and that's why it's very, very concentrated, like the amount that you need to kill yourself. So fentanyl can be made in labs anywhere, and that's why it is. And fentanyl is also put into other drugs. So if you buy cocaine from somebody in the streets, they'll actually give you a little bit laced in fentanyl, because it'll chop down the actual quality of the cocaine, add some fentanyl in, so you still get high and you still think that stuff is good. But this very cheaply produced fentanyl will give you that illusion that this is good cocaine, or this is good whatever that you buy. So it's. I think I answered the question.
Yeah, I think you did.
But yeah, that's the difference. It's just access. In Namibia, at least, prescription drugs are harder to access. In the States, it seems like everybody has a prescription for it. Especially, I forgot to mention a different one. Benzodiazepines, like diazepam, Valium. Those people are addicted to those things. They use them for decades. Right. For no justifiable reason, people are just put on benzodiazepines for decades, and that's a prescription drug that people get addicted to. Rappers even sing about it. What is that song, Tracy? I got Zans in an Advil bottle. I don't take them shits, but you do. So I got it. Wait. I did a dance.
Wait, okay, Angie, I wanted to find out. This is a question from a 66-year-old diabetic female, right? She wants to know, how should we go about fasting for health reasons?
Okay, so if it's in context of diabetes, fasting might actually, depending on, so it's very individualized. Okay, so let me just say in general. Let me just talk about fasting. People have they state certain benefits with fasting, as it like they don't feel hungry, they have more energy during the day, and they eat less food without being as hungry, and those things are explainable because in that 16 hours or whatever that you're not eating, you are still running on glucose and still running on glucose from your glycogen stores and whatnot, which is enough for more than a day or so. But you're also primarily running on ketones as well. So you are breaking down fat in your fasting windows, and that doesn't cause energy dips the same way eating would. So usually what happens with the energy dip is, say you take a plate of food a plate of chips.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you take a spoon of sugar, within 5 minutes, it'll be in your bloodstream.
Right.
If you take a starchy food, within like 2 hours, the entirety will be in your bloodstream, or something like that, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, called glycemic index. So, if you take a big meal, usually your blood sugar goes up, especially if you had like a cool drink or something with it. Your blood sugar goes up, and then that causes an insulin response, and then the insulin pushes the blood glucose down, and that's what causes that lethargy after the meal. And also sometimes happens that insulin overshoots, especially if you have very sugary food. It overshoots the amount supplied, so you actually go into a dip. So you would actually feel hungrier. If you don't eat anything, you won't feel hungry all day, then you'll eat there. If you do eat, then you'll get that spike, then you'll get that dip that will make you feel hungry again at the 3-hour mark, because your blood sugar is actually dropping, even though you have lots of food that you just ate. So that's one of the benefits. You don't have energy dips. You don't have hunger. But in terms of overall health, somebody who's just eating the same amount as you and doing the same amount of exercise as you, in terms of losing weight, even in terms of regulating your blood sugar, it's no clear benefit to this one. If you prefer this one, you can do this one. If you prefer that one, you can do that one. In diabetics, it might actually be dangerous because they're taking medications that regulate their blood sugar.
Right.
So if you are somebody who's used to taking breakfast and you take your tablets or your insulin, and then you're gonna have, and then you start fasting, you might actually experience episodes of hypoglycemia, and that could kill you. Actually, it could kill you if you take insulin and you don't eat. Your blood sugar will put you into a coma, and you could very well die. So it has to be well thought out approach if you're taking medications, and you just have to monitor your glucose as you're doing it the first few days. Even if you decide, like, okay, I'm going to start fasting tomorrow, like every now and again, I'd even suggest hourly checking your glucose to see whether it's still okay, because at any moment it could just drop, especially if you're taking medication.
Right.
But it's like saying, it's lots of people have benefits to the fasting, because if you don't feel hungry, you don't eat as much.
Yeah.
If you don't have dips in energy, you can be more productive during the day. But some people they don't eat at all during the day, and then when they go home, they dish kill everything. So
right.
Eat the big meal, have the ice cream, and have everything, and they tell themselves they did well because they didn't eat during the day. But you eat the same amount of calories, maybe even more.
Maybe even more.
Yeah, maybe even more. So
right.
Especially in 8 hours, you can eat a lot of food in 8 hours. If you're doing an 8-hour, 16-hour split, then that's of intermittent fasting. Then it's a trap. In 8 hours, you can eat a lot of food. A good one is OMAD. It's like a version of intermittent fasting. It's 1 meal a day. So then you get your 2,000 calorie meal. It's like your steak, your rice, your vegetables, your snacks, your dessert. You eat them all. It's 2,000 calories. That's the same. It's not like a magic weight loss tool. You can still maintain your weight with fasting. If you consume the same amount of calories, you can gain weight with fasting if you consume the amount of calories.
Okay.
But other benefits, they say intermittent fasting is better for your metabolism. Yeah. It's better for your gut microbiome. It's better for a lot of things, but that stuff I won't talk too much because I'm not an expert. But also, I don't think anybody cares. They just want to not be sick. Yeah. No one's trying to. Or maybe they are. I don't know.
Okay.
What's the other one?
Minji, the other question. We got another question. It's
maybe I should talk about like for the diabetics specifically, the diet that you should be on if you are diabetic.
Yeah. What diet should we be on?
So I had a family member that was diabetic, and then their sugar was very poorly controlled. So then I switched him to a low carb diet. Yeah. And within 6 months, we did an HbA1c, which is a tracking of the blood glucose. Yeah. In the body, because It measures the amount of glycated red blood cells,
Okay.
Which is higher when the sugar is higher consistently.
Mm-hmm.
So then, when you first did the test, this test was very high. I think it was like 13.4 as a HbA1c. That's a percentage of the cells.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you did it again after 6 months of the diet, it was 5.4. That's the normal range.
Okay, so it dropped.
6.5 is you can above that you can diagnose diabetes, right?
Yeah.
His was 5 point something. That was around mine. I think I did mine. Mine was 5 point something.
Yeah.
What he did is he stopped. Don't drink any calories. If you're diabetic, you don't drink any calories. You don't drink any beers. You don't drink any cold drinks. You don't drink any. If you're going to drink alcohol, because that's the thing that you've always been doing, drink spirits or something with water, with soda water,
Okay.
or with non-calorie containing drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Drink red wine that has a lower glycemic content in
Low
it.
GI, right?
No, not the GI necessarily. It just has less sugar. Dry red wine.
Less sugar, okay.
It will have less. It's good in keto. So you don't have to go full on ketogenic diet because, and especially in our context, we don't have very friendly places in terms of restaurants that will actually every time you go you can have a nice ketogenic meal unless you just eat meat,
Right.
and that's not sustainable.
Yeah.
So a very low carbohydrate diet. When you look at your plate, the starches, if there are any, should be a quarter of it. Then the rest should be greens and veggies, and then you should have some protein source like meat or fish or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of what actually happens is we have a full plate of pap or full plate of rice and full plate of pasta, and then we have our meat sprinkled on top. It should be reversed. There should be mostly greens, mostly vegetables, very low glycemic foods, glycemic index foods. And if you do eat starches, it should be also low glycemic index, like starchy grains.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you have brown rice, it's better than white rice, though they have the same carbohydrate amount per 100 grams.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one is harder to digest, so it'll be brown rice harder to digest, so it'll be released slower.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay,
so diet change has to be.
Makes sense.
And if there's three rules that you follow,
Yeah.
don't drink any calories at all. If you're gonna drink alcohol, don't drink it with any calorie containing drinks. You can have the spirit by itself and have it with soda water. Okay, get used to that. Or you can have it with Coke Zero. Some people don't like the taste of the artificial stuff. Have Coke Zero, have Sprite Zero. They have zero sugars inside, 0 calories. Nothing that will affect your glycemic index. And use a portion control method on your plates. Every plate you take, and it should be like that. Mostly veggies, meats, then a quarter or a fifth starches, and don't eat snacks. Snacks are a trap. Like if you snack on things, snack on cookies, just eat at your fixed time, and that will be easier for you to control your sugar. And if you do snack on stuff that's not starchy. Don't snack on granola bars and stuff like that. Just the problem that you have is because of your carbohydrate metabolism. So if you're gonna snack on something, snack on vegetables or like biltong or like even peanuts or something. Or peanuts are so high.
What about like cashews and almonds?
Yeah, it's good. Small amounts. If you don't take too much, and also within your calorie budget for the day. Yeah, that will be good.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's my advice. It's way more important than the fasting. Is changing the diet to a very low carb diet or a ketogenic diet. The type 2 diabetes has been essentially cured by many doctors in America with a ketogenic diet.
Oh,
it's like because you can't have a sugar processing problem if you don't eat sugar. You see.
Right. Yeah. Of course.
So it's like curative. You can get all your meds. You don't need your
sense.
meds. You just do a full-on ketogenic diet. But we don't live in an environment that I can go to the shop right now and buy a ketogenic meal.
Or like go to a restaurant.
And get a ketogenic meal. I'll just have a regular meal or I'll just have meat. And then I can't be eating meat for all my meals every day.
Right.
So just very low carb meal is good. Whenever you go to the restaurant, ask for the vegetables with your steak instead of asking for the chips or the rice. Just ask for vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the small fixes. Two simple things. Just don't drink any calories. That's a big one. People they don't see that one specifically. The drinking the calories. That's the worst. That's worse than eating, because it's sugar. It goes straight into your bloodstream immediately. Like it's absorbed within minutes, and then it spikes you. Don't drink any calories. It's a very bad idea.
Okay.
Especially if you're diabetic.
Okay, Angie, let's go to the next question, right? So the question is, okay, sometimes medical doctors are not updated on the latest research on nutrition.
Any research.
So, like, how do you help our doctors? How do we help our doctors in this area?
Okay, so A, they won't listen to me because who am I? B,
B is okay.
Yeah, no, I'm saying I'm just like what we get in med school. At least my experience, it wasn't very practical information on nutrition and how to go about consuming and how to go about. We know how to eat to not get disease.
Yeah,
and we know the biochemistry of the biochemistry and basically of the foods that we're consuming, like the amino acid content, essential amino acids, and that's the type of stuff that we learn. But practical stuff is almost non-existent. I think most doctors don't know what they're talking about when it comes to nutrition. Like my dad's doctor, or my family member's doctor, didn't know anything. I had to intervene and be like, no, just do this and this and this and this. Don't listen to this person, because they give advice that doesn't make sense. If you have diabetes, they're telling you to avoid alcohol. Yeah, avoid alcohol for other things. I guess it can also be worsen certain situations, like it can worsen hypoglycemia that you might get into if you're drinking a lot, and then you also take your insulin. Will really be bad, but it's not like the main issue. The main issue is like the intake of carbohydrates. That's why the HbA1c was so bad for so long, because the main thing wasn't being addressed. And every time you go to them, they give you another drug, and they give you another drug. But the problem is not that the drugs are helping your body deal with insulin production or supplementing you with insulin, but they're not fixing the straightforward issue. It's like if somebody, you're smoking every day, and then like your lung is being eaten up, and then somebody's suggestion to fix it is they implant a machine that sucks smoke out of your lungs. And that's the fix. That's literally what those medications are. Because like the problem is still there. It's still eating the sugar. You're still getting the damage, but you're just getting something that's helping you deal with a bad sugar processing that's going on in your body.
Right.
And this is type 2 diabetes, by the way, not type 1 diabetes. They're two completely different diseases.
Mm-hmm.
Type 2 diabetes is a misuse of insulin in the body. Type 1 diabetes, there is no production of insulin. So it's not necessarily that you're not sensitized to insulin because you've been eating sugar badly. It's just that it's an autoimmune disease that destroyed the pancreas. So then now they need to supplement insulin. And that's the one that people usually get earlier on in life. And type 2 is usually later on in life, because it takes years to develop this insulin resistance and this deficiency that leads to, or this malfunctioning that leads to type 2 diabetes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's go to the next one.
Okay. So my question is now,
I don't know what can be done for your doctor. Just empower yourself with information.
Right. Yeah, basically just
ask questions. Yeah, ask questions.
Just do you also do research by yourself?
But okay, I would say that everybody should do their own research. But then when some people read the conclusions they come up with are amazing. So I wouldn't. I wouldn't recommend that everybody does their own research. Ask somebody you trust, who knows what they're talking about, and has helped,
like an expert,
help somebody in your same situation get out of it.
Right.
And then read yourself.
Okay. Now, how do you choose a doctor that can support your nutritional goals and aspirations?
Namibia is full of general medical practitioners. We don't have any people that are putting lots of energy into this. Like America, there's a new field of study right now. It's called longevity. So people I think there's a guy that's always on the Joe Rogan podcast, Peter Attia. He used to be a surgeon, and now is a longevity specialist. So all they do is
description. We'll put the link in the description.
Yeah, Peter Attia. All they do is focus on medications that prolong life, diet, microbiome, all these factors, and lifestyle-related diseases, and how to optimize the treatment, how to prevent. That's what they focus on, and that would be the ideal doctor to go to. But we don't have any of them here. Yeah, we don't have them here. So
it's actually a business opportunity.
It's everything is a business opportunity that needs. It's like saying, I'll just start my own space station. So we don't have one here. No, there's a lot that will have to go into specializing in that.
Right, and you need a market for that as well.
You can know things. You can tell people. You can know all. You can have all the information on what not to do and what people. Will Namibians listen to you? Do they care?
That's a question. That's a question.
Yeah, there's like it's dependent on personal choice and like the culture, the finances of everybody to afford the certain foods,
right?
Because it's gonna make their health better or whatnot.
Makes sense. AJ, next question. The question is, what can people change immediately to improve their health outcomes through nutrition? For example, what can they do the next time they go grocery shopping or eating out to improve their health through nutrition?
That's a difficult question because like I said in the beginning, there's no such thing as a healthy or unhealthy food. Nutrient dense, nutrient loose, calorie dense, calorie loose. So this is a very thin person, right? Very thin, and they need to get calories in. I would not give them the advice of no, you should eat vegetables and whatnot. I'll be like, no, you should be getting very dense food. So you should
like carbohydrates.
Yeah, you should be eating your carbs. You should be eating fats. You should be eating that. You should eat a lot of it. Keep active, but you need to consume a large amount of. You need to meet your calorie amounts. If you're not gaining weight, it's because you're below your calorie amounts. And if your goal is to get to a healthy weight, then you need to consume certain food. So I would say, I would tell one person, somebody who's obese or just wants to get healthier. I'd be like, okay, so when you are going into the shop, you should buy because if you like to eat, you like to snack. That's most likely what led to you getting obese.
Right.
So you don't have to change your snacking time or whatnot.
Right.
Like for example, for every time you would have eaten a bar one, chips, bar one,
right?
You can eat 600 grams of carrots. That's a lot of carrots.
And instead,
you can every time you're gonna eat a
packet of Doritos,
you can eat a whole 3 kgs of salad. You can sit there with your salad bowl, eating your leaves, your lettuce. It'll be the same amount of calories as a bag of Lay's. 3 kgs.
But then
without exaggeration. But probably 3 or 4 kgs you can eat of leafy salads.
But then hold on, the vegetables are healthier. It's more quality food. I mean, of course.
Yeah, but it depends on what your outcome is. If it's to gain weight, to lose weight, then if you're eating too much, I'd say you pick as best you can nutrient dense, calorie loose foods. The other person, I would say as best you can. Nutrient dense and calorie dense foods.
With the other person, whatever person is this?
Thin person. Trying to get
to put on weight.
Okay. But nutrient dense, calorie dense, but that's also hard to find unless you're eating. A very good example of that is meat. Meat is nutrient dense and calorie dense. Yeah.
Okay.
Other things that are usually nutrient dense are not calorie dense. So if your vegetables are nutrient dense, with not calorie dense, even apples and stuff like that. They're somewhat nutrient dense, but they're not calorie dense. So you'd have to eat a lot of them. But if you wanted to just eat one meal, you'd get a piece of meat, one. So that other person, I would advise them to buy stuff like yogurts.
But what type of meat is like boerewors? Okay, like as in
boerewors. Okay, I'd say. Like
boerewors is I don't know if you're not in Namibia, boerewors is literally sausage.
Yeah, sausage.
Yeah,
but the quality is also important.
Right.
Some is 95% meat, some is 40% meat.
Yeah,
Like,
some is 5%.
It really
Is it 5%?
Are you eating 5%?
No, I'm saying, but they probably sell 5. Right?
You're not eating burgers.
Namibia.
You're eating soy. So
Soy.
no, but really a lot of it is filled with stuff like soy and whatnot. It varies. So getting actual cuts of meat is better. You don't have to be like Liver King eating raw meat and all these.
Right.
But eating like actual cuts of meat, not processed too much. Even if it's in a sausage and whatnot,
like
if it is processed, that's you're probably getting maybe 10%, 20% of the actual meat. You're getting fillers and other things when you buy that polony.
Yeah, so polony is not a good idea. Pretty much.
But polony is also like a big term. Like there's
I don't know because
there's that funny polony.
I'm thinking about the pink one,
the pink
bright one.
Yeah, I really don't know what's in there. I know there's hooves and all types of things.
I'm laughing because I know it's not quality.
They use all the undesirable parts. So, but they are.
And how much meat is in there? Like actual quality meat is in there.
I don't even think they can tell you. That's why it's not written on there. I don't know.
That's a good one.
It has everything from ground bones. I don't know.
I don't even think they can tell you. Wow.
I don't think they can. It's anybody's guess. But yeah, because it varies a lot. So different advice for different people. So depending on what your goals are, if you're somebody who has a dietary preference, like you are vegan or whatnot, the best thing I can tell you to improve your life is to go get B vitamin supplements. Because
is that B complex or no?
You're most likely going to need B12, which they're missing from their diet because it's found in animal sources. So if you're just you're just starting a vegan diet without any research, you need to supplement your vitamins. You need to supplement many things. Even sometimes it might even be short on iron because they don't really get the proper non-animal sources. Like there's only a few plant sources that actually have a lot of iron for you to not go have an iron.
Wait, which are those though? Which plants are those?
I can't name a bunch out of my head, but spinach is a good one.
All right. No iron. Spinach is That's
and if you are vegan, it's not like you're gonna all of a sudden just start eating spinach every day. What they usually do is goofy stuff, like they start eating salads all the time and start eating only fruits and whatnot, and they're like, "Yeah, I feel good." It's because you're losing weight and you're in a fat burning because you're not meeting your calorie demands. But then after a while, even if they point that their weight is fine and everything is good, you just start experiencing all these micronutrient deficiencies.
Right.
So depending on what you're doing right now, it's and what your goals are, it's a different answer for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're somebody who's exercising a lot, I would say protein is important. But if you're gonna buy stuff, protein supplements, if you can afford a normal diet, you're wasting your money. And don't think it's doing anything. Like if you get
supplements, you should rather eat actual food instead
of just eat a piece of meat,
on the supplements.
Instead of taking a shake that you spend like $30-$40 on and thinking it's doing something, it's not doing anything.
Right.
It's not. You'd even be better off just drinking milk because it's made from milk, the whey protein,
right,
and casein protein. They're byproducts
of the actual milk.
Yeah, dairy. So the protein is coming from your food. They just put it in it's convenient when you can't cook and whatnot, and you just when you need to meet your protein goals for the day. But if you have access to a normal diet, I wouldn't waste my money on protein powder.
Okay,
but if you're not meeting if you're a regular person, you don't need to buy protein powder and think it's doing something special.
Okay, Andrew. Okay, we got another question over here that I want us to answer. What is the best diet? Carnivore, keto, vegan, and why? This is one of the viewers that they asked me to ask you that. What is the best diet?
So first, you have to know what all of those are.
Yeah.
Keto and carnivore are very, very low carb diets.
Mm-hmm.
Ketogenic, so you don't consume any carbohydrates from them. Which will eventually lead to you being less hungry and to you losing weight So if you have a weight loss goal, there's nothing better than a ketogenic diet.
Yeah.
Carnivore is the same
Meat,
as keto, but
right?
you just only eat meat products. With both ketogenic and carnivore diet, in your first few weeks to months of being on them, you're going to be very energy depleted, especially if you have a demanding job. Going from normal diet to ketogenic diet, you will be very miserable for those first 2 weeks. They call it the keto flu because the explanation that I recall from it is that your mitochondria, the part that processes energy in all of your cells, is adapted to having glucose as a main source. So it takes they have a life of 2 weeks. So it takes like at least 2 weeks of mitochondria going through the cycle to you fully adapting to this new diet. So it can be 2 weeks to a month, and you just feel terrible, low energy, cloudy thoughts. You can't even think clearly. You won't be having energy to do. You might be upset. You'll feel hungry the whole time, especially in the first 2 weeks. You can eat a whole steak. You can eat a whole 5 steaks. I experienced this one personally when I went on keto.
Yeah.
Because usually if I have a little bit of carbohydrates, then I have like one piece of meat, one steak. A steak itself is like maybe 300, 400 calories, right? And I would have 200 calories of carbohydrates. That one would make me feel full. But when on the ketogenic diet, on day 3 and day 4, I would be eating like 10 pieces of meat, like 3,000 calories worth of meat, but I would still feel so hungry. And I still feel energy so low.
Because the protein is not making you full, right?
Because the mistake I also made was I was doing that, and then I also started doing lots of cardio at the time. So energy went down and my demand went up. So then I was it was really hell. I think you'd have to just grab onto it and approach it smart. You should not try to do too much. If you're going ketogenic diet, you should not change your workout routine. You should make sure that you're not doing anything demanding. Like if you have to go and work in a field, you're going to finish yourself. But do I think those two are sustainable long term? No, I don't. I don't think they are. You cannot do a carnivore diet and be social at least. I mean, if you're somebody that just does your own thing, but like hanging out, you want to drink a beer, you want to drink, you can't have it. It's not carnivore. You want to go and have birthday cake, you can't have it. It's not carnivore. Keto, you can make a way. Just have low carbs, have a wine. You can have all that other stuff. But carnivore, it's very, very restrictive. You can't drink. You can't have plant products. You can't have wine. You can't have alcohol. I mean, some people do, but you can't. It's not purely from animal. Vegans, but thing is, out of those two, as far as I know, from carnivores and ketogenic diets, you are less likely to have micronutrient deficiencies of any kind. Especially if you eat liver, but you have to eat liver. The thing people talk about is like you get vitamin C deficiency and all that, because you don't have that high in the skeletal muscle, the meat of the animals. But then if you're eating liver and kidney and heart and those other organs, they should have enough. They have enough vitamin C. Yeah, and also another argument is because you're only eating carnivore. You're only eating because vitamin C is also needed in metabolism of carbohydrates. So your demand also goes down. Also goes down. So you need less vitamin C.
Right.
So there's that. Eating organ meats. If you're doing everything has to be done right. Vegans, they see less and less deficiencies in the first world because they have fortified foods. So all their Beyond Meats and the fake meat and whatnot, they're all fortified with iron and vitamin C. And vitamin B12 and whatnot. So they're always consuming what they would not consume if they just went full vegan. So vegan foods, they're fortified now, like the fake sausages, fake meat, fake whatever. They put vitamin B12 in there. In Namibia, I do not like your chances. Good luck finding fortified foods here. I don't like your chances, but
we don't really have fortified foods here.
Maybe they do. I don't know. I don't eat fake sausages and stuff. It's not nice.
I mean, it's not. I mean, it's not healthy in the long term.
I mean, I can't comment on whether or not it's healthy or not. They do have good macronutrient profiles like protein and they even have the fats from the vegetables, vegetable fats inside there, and they have protein in there. They have carbohydrates. They have good profile. So I wouldn't say it's you're lacking much because they also fortify them with the minerals and the stuff, and the vitamins. So it can be a good protein source in the long term.
But usually when something is cheap,
but not people don't buy it, like the fake sausages when they turn into vegan. They just usually go full nature. I'm going to eat
but hold on,
leaves and stuff from the farm and whatnot and be a hippie.
Okay, but when meat is really cheap, I would assume that it's low quality.
If it's from a cow. Like
no, I'm talking about like they're usually very, very cheap type of meat. It's very bright and colorful.
Is it like
I'm assuming that's
an actual kind of steak or something that's been processed?
Okay. Well, I'm talking about like boerewors, for example.
Oh, boerewors. No, that stuff's been processed. That stuff you don't know what you're getting. And it's cheap. Yeah, it's cheaper because it's just like for example, the same packet of 90% meat, right?
Interesting.
If you have 3, you can make from that package. You can make 3 packets of 30% meat. So obviously, this one's more expensive because there's more meat in this one. There's only meat. The other stuff, it's soy and whatnot. It's easier to get. They just stuff it in there. But that's why there's a big difference in taste between like the 90% meat, 90-something% meat, and the 40, 50, 70%. The ones that they don't even put a percentage on the label.
Okay, wait. What about like ShopRite versus Spar? Like, I'm assuming, right, that Spar sells better quality meat than ShopRite. Am I right?
I don't know. Actually, I don't.
No, because I
haven't actually. It's cheaper, but I don't know if it's.
Because ShopRite meat is usually cheaper than Spar.
I don't know if it's better. It could just be a supply thing. Maybe just ShopRite has cheaper suppliers. Because they do more business, so they can afford to make it.
No, but I've tasted the meat in ShopRite. It tastes like crap. It tastes like crap. ShopRite meat tastes like crap.
Maybe
the Spar tastes better. But hey, look, like I said, I'm not here to bash these shops. I'm just being honest.
I'm just saying they taste like crap.
I'm just saying they taste like crap.
I say it tastes like crap, but I'm not here to tell you the obvious.
I mean, we're not here to sugarcoat on the show, so here, generally in life, whether I was on the show or not. I mean, come on.
Okay.
And anyways, NJ, I feel like I cut your train of thought. Did I?
About the diets, I think I said everything I need to say about that. There's no best diet. It's just the best for you.
Okay. Okay. This next question is from an engineer. A friend of mine. He's an engineer. He asked. Okay. He said, "Ask the doctor: does organic produced food pose any harm to our bodies, especially long-term effects?" Because sometimes long-term effects are overlooked to meet food demand. And if they do pose long-term and short-term effects, can it be that they cause... I mean, can it be that they also alter gene mutation? Because our genes do need natural nutrients.
Deep questions are these. Okay, so... the thing is...
It's a deep one.
Like the term organic... What it means actually is like, so organic means derived from organisms, right? So all the food that we eat is organic.
Wait, NJ, you should speak closer into the mic. Maybe you should bring the chair closer.
Okay, so organic just means derived from organisms.
Yeah.
So everything that we eat, all the plants and all the animals are technically organic, even the genetically modified. What the marketing term for organic means is usually free range animals that have only grown up eating haven't been given hormones to grow faster. Have been free range, have been feeding on grass. There's a difference between, in Namibia, all our cows are grass fed, but the difference between corn fed and grass fed cows in America, because they even have a term called grass finished, as in they feed them corn from their first years of their life, and they finished their last year or so with grass. That was grass finish means. So those ones, the ones that are treated like that, those are the ones that are called organic foods. The genetically modified foods, those ones people also think that there's risk in them, because whenever people are tampering with things in science, it's always like they have a feeling that something can go wrong, and which has also been proven to happen many times over and over again. But say in Namibia, we do have this inorganic processing going on, because a lot of the animals that are at least even mass produced, like the chickens, they're given hormones and stuff to so they grow faster and they're softer and they don't move and they're not organic by the standards. But most of the stuff we eat, especially in Namibia, all the like a lot of the cows are the definition of like organic farming.
Yeah,
they don't have they grow, they eat grass, they wander around the whole day, they don't stay in one corral, they walk over 10 kilometers. Especially, you know how farming is in like the north or whatever, like so it's actually they're grown off the land. So our meat and stuff is not inorganic by those.
By the Western standards.
Yeah.
By like American standards.
So that's why we actually have very good quality meat and whatnot.
Right. That's why when Americans say grass-fed, we're like, okay, but our stuff is grass-fed.
So all the vegetables we get, I think a lot of them, the only danger is that maybe the fertilizers and stuff they use on them, the organic phosphates and stuff like that. But even that is like, it's farming. So I don't think that's such a big issue in Namibia for now. But even if it was, I can't really say that this organically farmed stuff is actually better than the other stuff. I can't point to something that says people who eat this way get cancer, people who eat this way are just weaker. Yeah, the other people are strong. You can't. like not saying that there isn't a difference. It's just that I don't know if anybody can truthfully tell you that the one is better than the other in the long term. Right. Okay, but the one is an unknown, because they're doing things to plants that might also do it to us.
Yeah.
In the process of, I don't know, whatever when it's broken down in our bodies and becomes part of our. Well, I guess you hear what I'm saying. When it becomes part of us,
part of you,
part of what makes up your adaptations or whatever your
genetic.
That one.
Makeup.
Your genetic makeup, because it adapts to the environment.
Okay, NJ. This is the last question. Can it be that growth in the human body is altered because of what we consume? I think in brackets, synthetic food.
That's what I spoke about in the last question.
Right?
It's the exact same thing. Or can human body grow normal regardless? Yeah. That's the same answer. So there's nothing like we can point to that says people that eat this end up looking better. But let's read the full question. Okay. Can it be growth in the human body is altered because of what we consume, in brackets, synthetic food? Or can a human body grow normal regardless, or just regardless of the type of food intake? There's food containing natural nutrients, food missing natural nutrients.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the last question, yeah.
Yeah, so basically what we said in the previous one. There's nothing that we can point to that says, okay, these people that consume only organic food are stronger, they have healthier kids, we don't have that information yet.
Sorry.
Even the way it looks.
Sorry, I'm yawning. It's been a long day. It's been a long day.
I'm very entertaining.
This is the third time I yawned. And guys, I cycle. Hey, guys, and
even this is too much. It's too boring.
Guys, this is a lot of information going on here.
Yeah. But I don't know if it was coherently laid out, but I think it was informative.
And I'm not yawning because it's boring. So. Wow.
Next time we'll talk about something more interesting.
Guys, I'm sorry. The questions you guys send are kind of. Some of these questions are boring.
I mean, they're interesting to me. Well, I don't know.
No, they're for me, I don't understand some of the questions or what the people are asking here. So
yeah,
I think that's why because I only yawned on some questions. But it doesn't matter. If you're tired, you're tired, dude. I mean, dude, you can yawn. Dude, anyways, why am I over explaining? I'm a human. I yawn.
I need to see. I need to see you yawn as soon as the podcast stops. Because you're tired.
Well, I might not because I've yawned. I've yawned all the way
it out.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess. I think we went on for like a while.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, honestly,
over an hour.
Yeah, it looks like it's over an hour because this looks like we went over an hour now. So
okay, let's call it. I guess
it's definitely. Wait, is that 2 hours? It looks like 2 hours. Is that 2 hours?
No, it's been. We started at like 8.
It can't have been. Anyways, right. So that's the end of the podcast.
Let's just check if the phone was recording.
Well, we might as well end it.
No.
I mean, if it wasn't, I know you should.
Oh, do you have an outro?
Yeah, I'm doing my. Yeah, let me do the
outro us, maestro.
All right, so this is the end of the King Maguno podcast, and thank you for making time. I hope we've added value to your life with this information. And at the end of the day, I just wanted to say that remember one thing. What's the best thing that can happen? Well, there's only one way to find out. King Maguno, signing out. Gang, gang. Gang, gang.
You do that every time?
Yeah, every time.
Cool.
I do that every time.
I like it.
Thanks. You should. So funny. It's recording. It's so funny how I'm saying.
Now let me know when it comes out. Let's release it this week.
You want me to release it this week already?
Yeah.
Yo, that means I'm gonna have to.
You just put them together, save, done. I don't know. You're adding extra layers to what has to be done.
The thing